What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Cardcast. I'm Brandon, alongside Matt.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 8.
Dude, we have some really cool things to talk about. We're pretty much going to cover the gameplay of Lorcana. I know a previous episode or two we had talked about the products a little bit and just kind of our hopes that this game would be an actual game and it would be really well played and have really good mechanics and all that good stuff. So we're going to kind of dive a little bit into that, talk about some inks, and then we'll probably finish it off with some Pokemon. What do you say, Matt?
Sounds wonderful, man. If you don't mind if I take the reins, I think I'll try and set the precedence. I just want to cover again the inks, right? It's not yellow, purple, green, red, blue, or white, like we see in other games, whether it be One Piece or MTG, right? The goat. Um, we have yellow is amber, purple is amethyst, green is emerald, shout out emerald, can't wait to play emerald. Red is ruby, blue is sapphire, and white or gray is steel. Now from
You
there,
know,
oh, sorry, what do you
just
say,
real
man?
quick, just real quick, you notice how all of these colors are stones?
They are, which I love, and I also was going to say that I love that they actually chose distinct symbols. And I know people would say, well, you did the same thing out of MTG, but this is its own thing. It's not a forest is a tree or a mountain happens
Or
to be
nature is
a
always
mountain.
green. It's emerald. All of these are
Right.
stones. I think that's a really cool theme to go off of for your ink
It
colors.
gives me a lot of Fantasia vibes, and I like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, love that,
T
dude.
tell me,
100%.
tell me it doesn't.
Oh, it does. This is, yeah, Screaming Fantasia, man.
Anyways, I know something me and Brandon wanted to point out was if you go to the Lorcana website now, they've updated it. It has the play tab. If you click on it, there's the how to play and organized play. We're just going to cover how to play today, organized play is time, what you would think about. I highly recommend if you have an LGS nearby, you reach out there and see how it comes. But basically, all we wanted to elaborate on here is we're not going to play the videos and just, commentate over it. But they have a 8 section video here, which really just highlights gameplay of the game. And you know what? I'll tell you, I'm excited because this is not just your normal vanilla game where it's okay, now I have, Mickey Mouse attacking Lilo and Stitch. It's not, right? The whole point of the game is lore and questing, and I love that. You get to 20 lore, you win the game. You're not going after your opponent's life. If anything, it's more of a strategic game where you're still taking out opponents' characters but to prevent them from questing to get enough lore to beat you to that 20. So I really like that. How do you feel about that, Brandon?
I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think what they did really good about this game is they do not have you basically killing each other or getting each other to zero. What you're doing is you're trying to race almost against each other or race against the clock, if you will, to try to get to a certain point or to a number is a fantastic mechanic. I don't think is used that often, especially in TCGs, and I think it is
I'm gonna be
very
honest. I don't
cool.
think that it's used at all. I
Yeah,
hate to break your one, but that's what the biggest thing is. This
different.
right. A couple weeks ago, when they started talking about the gameplay about how you're questing, a lot of people got turned off, if you would, by it by saying, "Hey, this reminds me of T Forge. It's like objective based. It is objective based, but there's still the combat. Like you're still
You
gonna
still
have
have
to
the battling character versus character. You still
right.
have your characters doing combat, or, which, like you said, what is so badass about this game is your character that you choose to lay down can do multiple things. Each turn, they can
Correct.
do one of them, but they can do multiple things, whether it's their ability, they attack, or they quest. And dude, I find that to be fascinating, man. I think that's so cool.
It is cool because I was thinking about it from like a gameplay perspective, right? Like, obviously I was a bit Digimon player. Now I'm playing a lot of One Piece. And just looking at it, it seems like you're going to have to be very tactful about when you choose to quest and when you don't. Like, right? Like, in some of the videos set up, it shows like Aurora getting hit and she can take one damage counter. Um, but you can still either attack or quest with those damage counters. Like, there's going to be a lot of like deciding, like, okay, whatever I do this turn, what happens 2 turns from now? Like, you're gonna have to think like that to be savvy in this game because you're going to be like attacking, trying to clear their board. Okay, I need to quest while I can, clear their board, but at the same time, what's in my hand? Do I have enough stuff to get out so that I can afford 1 turn to quest with them also counter questing? You know what I mean?
Well, and
For
we didn't
lore.
really see anything about, like, you guys are going to watch these videos after. Hopefully, you guys are done watching this one. You guys can learn. But I did not see anything about if you can take away your opponent's lore. So if you get up to 10, I can strip 2 lore from you. I didn't see that
And that's a
mechanic at
very
all in
good
the game.
and that's a very good point. We may not see that this early, but you know what? There's nothing saying that we won't see it in the future. Or you get bonus
Agree.
lore if you have this card in play. Like that's very much tangible things that should happen.
And it's
If
fun.
you're
It's
playing this
fun,
color inked and this color inked, you do double the lore, right? There's nothing
dude.
that says
Nothing says you can. And dude, the game is fun. Which, if once you guys go through all these 8 videos, one of them is a welcome and one of them is a sum up. So it's technically 6 videos, but it's already engaging. The media and the advertisement and the production that went into this game and now into these videos that they're doing to teach you the game. They're teaching you about the trading card game world community, the whole mechanics of a trading card game. When you watch the welcome video, it's produced very well. It is very entertaining, and then they engage you with this really fun gameplay. I'm
right,
really excited because not only, like you said, is it going to be strategic from when you're in battle, it's going to be strategic before you even step foot to play against an opponent.
right.
Because as we were looking, you had asked the question before we started this, hey, like, what cards can be used as inks? Well, any of them can be used as inks, the item cards, the character cards, any of them. But
Ability cards.
the caveat is that they have to have this circular swirled gold symbol on the top left corner around their number. If they do not have that symbol, you cannot use that card as ink, which that goes to show you inks are laid face down.
Right.
How do you know your opponent is not cheating in laying down a card that they say isn't an ink? Do you get to check that card every time?
Well, it did say in the tutorial that you actually show the card to the opponent they're using as an ink, which is
Perfect.
cool. Which
That's
is cool.
exactly that's exactly right. So that is what I'm saying. They've covered everything. When you have all these questions and you're like, but what about this? What they've covered it all, man. And I think this gameplay is going to be easy for a kid to learn. That's good for you and me having kids.
Right.
And I do think that it is it is going to be different enough for somebody that's a veteran TCG player like you and I to be like, wow, this is fresh. This is something that, like One Piece, isn't just your traditional mechanics or something I've seen before.
Right. No, absolutely. And I don't want to dabble too long on it because I know we have a ton to talk about. But all I have to say is, and I know Brandon can vouch for me because Brandon told me about these videos. I should have looked at them before and kept up with it. But these videos are great. And I know some of it will be like, well, I've played TCGs before, of course I know how it works. All I'll say is, if you are one of those people, go into this with an open mindset and check it out because it's a really good and it's a good quality production for someone saying,
Correct.
"Hey, what's Lorcana about?" It really covers all the basis and all the steps. It's nice. I'm gonna
If you're
hop
gonna
over.
learn,
Oh, sorry.
yeah,
You were saying.
if you're gonna learn it, dude, this is the way right here. If you're gonna learn a game, you're like, hey, I'm gonna spend time watching something to learn. This is perfect.
Mm,
I mean,
absolutely. And I was gonna say, I know some people have LGSs and people don't, but if you do have an LGS, chances are they got a magazine in recently that talks about Lorcana, what's going on with it, the different characteristics, and something I thought was super interesting because obviously I know y'all are gonna check out these videos on how to play if you're interested in playing. If not, that's cool. But just so you know, it's a resource there. Um, the different characteristics of the inks, and that's where we can kind of see it forming, like how
love
MTG
it.
and
Yep.
even Pokemon have these different stigmas, right? If you're an MTG player, if I say they're a blue player, you already know what I'm thinking. Mill deck, control, right, so on and so forth. But let's see what we're going to expect from the different inks, if you would, in Lorcana, which is really exciting to look at because, I'll tell you this much, and I don't want to jump too much on the gun, but like Ruby, for example, we've seen a lot of previews like the Goofy card that has evasive, and if you looked at it, you're like, well, how are you going to play that? Well, you know what? That's going to be tough because only an evasive character can attack them. So they may have the upper edge if their characters can quest a lot, because they don't have to worry about getting attacked if their character doesn't have evasive. So it's gonna be interesting what the meta does. We'll jump to that in a minute, but let's just check out these other inks, right? We're starting with Amber. So right here we have the featured cards as Stitch and Moana. So
But then we
Amber,
have Timon down there and
right,
Hades, which is, I
right.
love this artwork. They give you a little taste. And look, Timon's doing my favorite scene from the movie, dude. When him and
You're a
Pumbaa are
clown.
chowing down, dude. Dude, I love it. I'm absolutely in love right now.
Right, I agree. And the Hades from the gift set.
Oh,
So
good,
Amber
good,
glitter
good.
glimmers are purposeful, patient, and dedicated. They're able to pursue causes and ambitions with single-minded persistence. They often work within communities, either from above as a leader or from within as a healer, bodyguard, or just a loyal follower.
Dude, a healer, a bodyguard, or just a loyal follower.
Well,
Come
and
on,
you know
that's
what
awesome.
this Moana character, this ability is awesome. Look, so her types are
We can
Storyborn,
fix it. We can fix it is
but
what it's
look,
called.
Storyborn, Hero, and Princess. Whenever this character quests, you may ready your other princess characters. They
Oh.
can't quest for the rest of the turn.
See, that is
So you can
this is going to
literally,
be so
so
cool,
if you think the
man.
way I read that is, and I'm maybe misinterpreting it, think about it. You can literally attack with one, or use the ability of one after the other's attack, ready them, and then quest with one of them. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah, no, it's a great card to set up things, and you notice that they
And
have
three lore. That's a lot. That's a
three
lot.
lore. Right? It's three lore, but the top left corner, you also notice that they have that gold circle, that gold swirl. That is going
Yep.
to mean that if they wanted to, they could use that as ink,
Absolutely.
which
So
is crazy because that means, in my opinion, they can mix inks, and that really doesn't matter.
yeah, no, absolutely. So I'm gonna move. Yeah, if you had a princess themed deck, it's totally possible.
Correct.
Smart,
Exactly. Exactly.
smart man. Let's move on to Amethyst. If you want to take over on reading it, you can. If
Oh,
you don't have it
dude.
open, I can take care of
Yeah,
it, my
no,
friend.
this is going to be my favorite color at the
Really?
moment,
You're
and
an
that may
Amethyst guy,
change.
huh?
It may change my mind, but
I'm
at
an
the
Emerald guy.
moment,
I'm Emerald all day.
oh, we shall see.
Continue.
Amethyst glimmers. No, amethyst glimmers are wondrous. Okay, for this is the otherworldly ink of sorcerers, sages, animated objects, and other glimmers who use their special powers to achieve their aims. They are incredibly powerful when they have access to their amazing abilities, but may land in trouble if they're stripped of those or tap into power they can't control. Dude, you gotta risk it to get the biscuit, okay? And this is a deck that you risk it. High risk, high reward. I absolutely love it.
True. True. Which is good. They're throwing variety in there, and that's all I can ask for. You know what I mean?
And dude, come on, Sorcerer Mickey, you got the Snow Queen Elsa, you got some great cards within this ink, in the first set.
Yeah.
Now, who knows what other characters will be in this color or this ink later on? But as for right now, the base set, as you will, the base set purple ones are awesome, dude. I
They
love the
are,
Sorcerer
and some great
Mickery. I
artwork.
think
The
that's great.
Sorcerer Mickey's sick.
Thank you, dude. The artwork is sick. They
No,
give you
it's
a big
sick.
enough
It's
text
sick.
box,
I'm not
right?
saying it's not. Yeah.
But they also give you what I love is they give you the Dreamborn Hero Queen Sorcerer or Dreamborn and Sorcerer, and then they even give you a little quote for almost every card, and then they even give you the artist and who did it, which I think is just something that if you're a collector, you absolutely want to know, and it's good that they put that on there, and it's good that they're using multiple
Let
artists.
me throw out something interesting. Now that we're talking about this, when I was talking about my idea for a princess themed deck, Elsa's a queen, not a princess. Very interesting. Just take note of that.
Yeah, that is very
Right?
interesting. Good call on
Right?
that, dude.
Think about that.
Okay.
So they are being smart as far as like not making a deck that's too busted, in my opinion. Like right off the rip, you know, because obviously that could be a
Yeah.
very broken mechanic. Moving on, I need to read this to the Emerald. It's my favorite.
Yep. Do it,
Unfortunately,
dude.
not my favorite characters. Well, Aladdin's cool. I like Aladdin. Um,
But I know exactly what you mean. I know. Well, dude, Cusco, come on, bro. You don't like Cusco?
yeah.
Dude, Cusco's one of my
What's he
favorite
from again?
characters.
I'll call it. I'm not a big Disney head guy, but
Oh, dude, Emperor's New Groove, dude.
Emperor's
Come
New
on
Groove.
now.
Thank you. And Cruella
With
Deville.
Krunk and Yzma, dude,
And
and then
Cruella
Cruella.
Deville from
Yep.
Cinderella, right? I'm just messing
Shut
with you,
up.
dude.
Shut up, dude.
Alright, so Emerald Glimmers are
Man.
flexible, gifted with the ability to adapt to changing circumstances. They are never caught off guard. Quick thinking, but not necessarily book smart. They navigate their environment, whether physical or social, natural or artificial, with ease, which is why I like it.
Nice.
You'll
Yeah,
be
that's
sorry. Let's see
cool.
this effect. When this character is challenged and banished, you may return chosen character to their player's hand. Awesome. So they lose
No,
out.
cool. Yeah, they lose out, and they're gonna have to use their ink again in order
Right.
to resummon it. It's gonna
But
be
if you
really
look
cool.
at Jumba Jutiba, right? Not that great. It's a 4 and a 5 and 2
And it
lore.
has no
So,
effect. It has no
right,
effect.
it's very vanilla. But you never know. I mean, a 4 and a 5 to be strong enough. You're like, hey, I don't have to worry about it. He can take hits, take out other people's characters. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I like to talk about Emerald more, but we don't really have much else to say. I don't know how Aladdin fits in Emerald right here
I don't either. I was gonna say that.
because in the deck he's Ruby.
Okay, no. This is Aladdin heroic outlaw. I think we're gonna start seeing like Mickey's in here too. You're gonna see the
Yeah.
character. as a different form, but as a different ink. This is what I was
No,
trying to get
no,
at
for
the.
sure,
This
for sure.
is what I was getting at the beginning of the podcast. Was like, I think we're gonna see that in Bing Bang Boom. We have Aladdin in red and then Mickey in red, but this isn't Sorcerer Mickey. This is a different Mickey, and so he's gonna have a different Mickey effect.
Corilla for a 2-drop honestly seems pretty broken though, because like you tell her she's Lauren, you tell her, well yours is dead and banished too. So do you really want
What?
to attack her, or do you want to lure and leave her be?
No, she's gonna be a cool little devil to
Yeah,
deal with, man. It's gonna be awesome.
most definitely. Moving on to Ruby,
Sapphire.
which is surprisingly the least amount on the website to say about Ruby, but Ruby seems very scary. Ruby glimmers are daring. They use their speed and bravery to defy the odds. They are often warriors, explorers, and daredevils. And we have Maleficent, the dad from 101 Dalmatians, and the infamous Mitty with the scissors from the D23 Expo. And in here we have an
Yep.
Aladdin and a Maleficent, like I was saying. Maleficent has Dragonfire. When you play this character, you may banish chosen character.
Ooh, dang, man.
Keep in mind, it's not broken. It takes 9 inks. That's like a end game card, you know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah, or like you need all of his to get wiped, or else
Right.
next move you're
And
gonna
I like
lose.
how the power or like the amount of inks it takes to play these cards isn't like even up to par with it. Just if you think about when you think about like Magic or One Piece or anything, you're expecting the attack to be a little above or right on par with how much source of power you're spending to get this card on the field. And if you look at that 9, it only has a 7 attack. I say only a 7, but that's obviously massive for
Well,
this
you don't
game.
know what his defense is, dude. Its defense could be crazy.
True, but even then, you know what I mean? Even then, like
But I'm
you're
just
not
saying if
getting
it's
a,
a,
you're not getting a
but
lot of firepower
you
just to
may
play
not
first
kill it.
effect.
But
Right.
yeah, you just may not be able to kill this dragon. It might be a pain to try to get it off the table, man. So who knows? Who knows? I do think Ruby is going to be a very popular deck to play, not only for the characters
I
that it
think for
holds,
speed, you know,
but for speed.
but
Correct.
it also seems
Yes.
like speed in combat, but isn't necessarily speed in lore. So that's another thing. The Aladdin, shift 5, you may pay 5, whatever that is, to play. Excuse me. To play
That
this on
was
top of one of your characters named Aladdin. Interesting. Daring at split
and
during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you gain 2 lore and each opponent loses 2 lore. Wow.
that's crazy.
Hold on,
That's crazy.
keyword, and each opponent loses 2 lore. So are they inferring multiplay on aside
No,
from one person?
they're referring you yourself who played that and the other person.
No, it says each opponent. You gotta read the English. That's
It says opponent. Each opponent.
it's
Oh, they said each player. Okay, each opponent
so.
loses.
Are
So
they
that is
inferring
a.
there is a 3 to 4 play or
I
a
think it's
group
going to be
play
2v2.
setting,
Yeah, 2v2 maybe something like that.
or
Yeah.
even just like Magic, right? Either way, cool. We'll come back to that. But hey, if no one else pointed out, we're the first ones
I
to
got a
point it out.
question.
Yeah.
Does it mean opponent as in like your opponent, or does it mean like their? Oh, it would say
No,
character.
because think about it. Each
It would say
opponent loses
character,
2
right?
lore. You know, there's only one
Uh huh.
opponent as
Yeah,
we
you're
know.
right. No,
That
you're right. I'm
infers
being
multiplay.
stupid. No,
It
I'm being
infers
stupid. Yep.
multiplay.
It doesn't for multiplayer. You're 100% correct, guys. That's crazy.
I
This is
got
gonna be
I got worse at math and better
wild.
at English when I was older. Moving on to Sapphire, we have
uh,
Robin and Aurora. I love Robin Hood.
I like the Robin Hood, of course. Classic is the Fox.
Is the chick
Oh,
on the left from Atlantis? It looks like Atlantis,
yes,
doesn't it? Yeah.
yes,
I
yes, yes,
forget
yes,
her
yes, yes,
name.
yes, yes. I
Male-
forget her name too,
Blue
but she's awesome.
Maleficent and a Little Mermaid.
Why is Maleficent blue, dude? That's so weird to me to pick that color for her. Green is the absolute best color for her.
It matches well with her face.
Well, she better have a
I know,
green
I'm kidding. I
ink
agree. I was thinking,
artwork.
or I was thinking purple, right? When she's in her
She could.
dragon form,
Dude,
purple.
she may
Amethyst.
have that. Dude, she may have an amethyst form. She may
So,
have an amethyst artwork
if you
too.
can
So
imagine this literally, I hate to say it, it fits with magic. Sapphire glimmers are intellectual, intelligent, creative. They
that's
excel at
why. Yeah.
strategy, invention, and the arts. They can almost always know something, plan something, or invent something that will win the day. Oh,
Yeah,
never,
that
no
that
blue player
fits. Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, no, that fits though for her, and I know that's probably exactly why they put her in this. And they're probably like, "Damn, it's unfortunate that the
Robin
base
Hood
set
seems
version of
kind of
her."
good, although the card costs are expensive. So this is gonna be a very
Dude,
interesting pace of game.
He's got multiple that you can use.
But
You can use good shot
but
or feed the poor.
but I
Wow.
encourage you to look back at his cost. Sits. That's a semi late game thing. I mean, like
Maybe
if
depends on dude. Depends on how much ink you're laying
hear
down.
me out. But can't you only lay 1 ink per turn?
I don't believe
I
so.
believe so. I believe you can only lay 1 ink per turn. which
If that is
is
correct, then that is a
when
mid-game
this
card. I don't
player,
believe
if an
it's a
opponent
late.
has more cards, yeah, like I definitely think games of this are gonna take longer. But let's move on.
Absolutely. This is going to be my
Steel.
second favorite ink to try, guys, and I'm super excited about this one
Steel
because the
actually does something cool.
artwork,
Steel
dude.
Glimmers are strong, large and imposing, armored, or just plain powerful. Steel Glimmers tend to apply huge amounts of brute force to get the job done. And of course, we have some brute force right here, Captain Hook and Simba. Um, cool.
Dude, what do you mean cool? Look at that Simba card.
Well, I was saying cool because I'm sorry. I was looking at the what they're classified as,
Classic.
and I noticed you
Classic.
did actually womp potentially once I get more familiar with it. But like one common thing that I have seen is a lot of villain cards. So
Which is perfect. That
what
is
I'm
my favorite in any
what I'm
story.
saying is imagine if you had a villain themed deck. You're literally getting the best of all the glimmers. Cruella de Vil, villain in green. Maleficent, villain in red. None in blue, what I'm seeing right now. Captain Hook, villain.
I
Um,
mean, dude,
Yellow,
but
no
but
villain, but like you know what I mean? You
yeah,
could
yeah, but
use
right here in Steel, you're looking at what is this? Hercules, friggin' Simba, the girl from Stitch, like or Lilo, like dude,
Lilo. You know the other
you
half of
have
the movie name?
you. But but look here, I
I'm just
didn't
messing
really
with
like that
you.
movie to be honest with you, dude.
Okay.
You have
Well, this
three here.
podcast is over.
I know it's freaking Lilo and Stitch. You have three character heroes right here on this Steel screen. I do think you're correct. I think they're banking a lot on Cruella and Maleficent and
Well,
Snow White,
I'm saying if
Queen,
you're
and
going villain, that should be a potential death theme if there is a villain death
I
theme, you
would.
know?
I'm gonna absolutely make a deck that's filled with villains, especially just for fun. If it makes for a good meta, then great. If it
You're only
doesn't, I
saying
mean,
that because I said it, so it's a
no,
copyright. I'm just kidding.
I do think Steel and Amethyst are going to be the most heavy hitting inks to use. I think
Potentially. I
Amber.
honestly, I think Amethyst, in my opinion, from what I've seen, and you can tell me to screw off, but in my opinion, as a pretty seasoned card player, I kind of see Amethyst fitting a lot with blue or Sapphire, right? I see Amethyst and Sapphire
Like
being the
working
same,
together. Okay.
not necessarily working together, but two peas in the same pod, but same but different, as they say. Both two very techy inks where there's a lot of technical stuff to it. Maybe not the
Gotcha.
heaviest hitters, but they can do a
Mm.
lot of
So you don't think I'm going to be able
damage.
to hit you hard with this little sorcerer Mickey, huh? Or this little Elsa? You think the size of these characters are why I can't hit you hard in this game, huh? I think you're gonna be pretty surprised, my friend.
Well, I'll upset you on another day. I'm not saying that they're not going to be good. I'm just saying I think they're tetchy, you know. And Emerald, I think, is going to be tetchy and all the same. I think Emerald's going to have a lot of last resorts based on the description of it. I think Amber and Ruby are going to be two peas of the same pod. And I
So you
think,
think Emerald is really going to be the standout out of all of them because it's your favorite?
no, I'm not saying that at all.
I'm
I'm
just
saying,
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm saying I think based on the way they're presenting these cards, that Sapphire and Amethyst are going to have a lot of like backdoor options. So if you look at all the cards, like almost all of them have one or more ability, whereas Emerald has, some cards that are vanilla ability. Like I think there's gonna be like good options that are feasible.
So there's going
Um,
to be weak cards for sure, right? And I want you
and
people to
and
understand.
every ink, right? But
Well, yeah, but
I'm just saying like I think like the ability to like do a lot, I think is gonna be like Amethyst and Sapphire, where some of the other inks may be more straightforward, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
and even not with the inks, I think it would a big point to note is when you're setting up your deck. Yes, it looks like you can use multiple inks, and the colors only represent the actual style of play that these items or characters just produce. But
Right.
you also have the symbols telling you on the top left if they can be an ink or not. It's going to be very strategic on how many cards that can be used as ink you put in your deck versus how many you put in that cannot be used as ink, okay, but maybe do something really good, and that's going to maybe hold some people off of maybe putting too many cards or not enough cards, and then that's going
True.
to stall them from getting it. So that alone, take the inks aside for a second, that aspect alone of this game is very interesting. They've created strategies within the inks, within the number of cards you can put in there, with the kind of cards you can put in there, and the amount of choices that you can make. I think this is going to be an absolute banger of a game, dude. And yes, the collectability, they say it in the intro. I'm going to ruin you the intro video, guys. They say for collectors as well. Okay, so they are not They are not knocking, and they are paying attention to the collectors. So if you don't want to play this game at all, you think it's too kiddie, and you
I
think
want a
this,
full art leaked, and then we'll talk.
he wants a full art or an alt art so bad. I think we're gonna get like maybe a lore art, like a
I think
if you what.
I think
But
there's likely to be an alt art for each ink. I think that would
but
be a
but
solid
what do you
start
mean by
point.
alt art? Do you mean like you mean that exact same card, same color? It is just a different
I
artwork.
mean, like they, and from the creator standpoint, their favorite card, like let's say for Amber, it's Moana, right? They chose these cards to be their favorites. So like a Moana, since it wasn't part of D23, a Moana like alternate art where it has some texturing, it's nice. For Amethyst, we do this Mitty because everyone's been looking at this Mitty, love sorcerer,
So
you
like so
know,
you're saying like a
mage.
Cusco so you're saying a Cusco card and then maybe an alt art of him being a llama instead of him just regularly as Cusco or something
It can
like
be a
that.
different art, or it can just be a full art that's textured.
So just a full art, the
I
same
think,
exact
I
image,
think
just
that
full art.
here's what I'm worried about. Ready? And we'll get into this. We'll just swing this into that part. The prices, right? Bots. Market price for
Ooh.
a Lorcana bot's 192.23. Or 93. I've seen people post them for 145 on Facebook. I don't buy that because I'm telling you this right now, everyone from the LGS perspective, no one knows what their numbers are. No one knows how hard it's going to be cut. It's a fact. It's a thing. It's a
And
thing.
we don't even know quality control on this, guys. It could be the worst quality control right off the bat, and it has just jagged cards and crimped cards, and it has misprints, and it has just absolute crap. Like we don't know.
Correct.
It's probably
Correct.
not. It's
But
probably not.
all I'm
But
saying is furthermore than that, no one knows what this looks like. And here's the thing you have to think
correct,
about: if a
correct.
box is $200 right out the door 4 months before, what is it going to be on drop day when numbers are cut even harder and everything happens? One, I tell you these boxes are done double. Two, when they actually arrive, how many people are going to rip them? If there's not an ultimate chase, if it's like, hey, the best you can get is a full rare hollow of like the cards we got from B23 and all this stuff. Not that many people are gonna rip a bots. Unless there's a huge turnaround on cards, you're gonna end up what we see in Scarlet and Violet, which we
If
did
they
too
don't
this year.
have something like that, then that
You
means
see
that.
what I'm saying at this state of the market. We've
But if
seen
you're right, then that means that they are going to overproduce. What I mean by that is if you're going to short print your first drop to make sure you sell out. You know the prices, you see it right now of what things are offered and you're saying it's going to double, then that means that there has to be something in there that's so collectible that is going to give people a reason to not rip it and to buy all of it. If there is not
well,
that, and like you just said,
I'm saying
it's just a
something's
regular hollow,
right.
then everyone's going to rip it because it's not. You
All,
say they're
I
not. I think they are to play the game. Then who cares? Then who gives a
it,
shit?
it
If there's not a full art or anything, who cares?
it's twofold. I think they need to have something in there that's a chase enough that people want to rip boxes. At the same token, um, depending on how good organized play is, yes, it's worth it to rip it. If you know what you need to win a meta deck, or people that are sitting on boxes like whales are like, well, I'll just buy singles from people that rip their boxes.
Well,
It's
yeah.
twofold. You have to think like, is the you have people will weigh the option: is the organized play worth it, or do we just need to worry about is there a chase
Well,
or is the sealed value?
thinking.
You know what I mean?
So
So
you're saying organized play, everyone, there's a small little tab that's when you go to the play button, you can say how to play or organized play. If you click on the organized play, it is just a small little paragraph that kind of just lets you know, and then underneath says
yeah,
for retailers,
a
right?
list of
Which,
participating stores will be available with listed launch. But what I'm saying is there gonna be here's the defining line: either there needs to be a chase, and I'm saying these are the two results to like get people to actually rip the product. Is there going to be a chase good enough for people to want to rip the product, so we get cards out there, or two, um,
what would define a chase for you? Would you be cool with a Amethyst Sorcerer Mickey, same artwork, just with a gold foiling on the front instead of regular
yeah,
standard, but
no,
nothing else is different? Is that a
absolutely,
chase to you?
absolutely.
Okay.
An
Okay.
alternate variant,
Okay.
variant arts, right?
Okay.
Like that's
Okay.
enough of a chase. I'm not trying to say it needs to be like
Cool.
Manda Shanks from One Piece. Yes, that caused me to rip a whole case. Thank God I pulled the Manda Shanks. I'd be very upset, but I did. Um,
But on the other side of the coin,
but
the manga Shanks is the exact same artwork as the full art Shanks. That's what I'm saying. They can do the
it's
same
not the
thing,
same artwork. It's
but
different.
I know it's got the different backdrop with the manga artwork on the
No,
backdrop
but
and stuff
it's a
like that.
different stance of
So his
Shanks as
oh
well.
Okay, it
It's
is a
a,
different stance.
it is. But what I'm saying is like there's that, but then there's also like organized play. Like how good is the actual pre-release kit slash tournament support? You know what I mean? Like for example with Bandai, you didn't
But
need
does it?
you didn't need to
But
rip a case of One Piece to get the cards you needed to build a deck that can win at a tournament, right? And
but I couldn't get a hold of Bandai One Piece, man. So if I wanted to join a tournament, I was screwed. I would have to buy everything online.
and it just depends because it was super short printed, and One Piece is gonna be the same way as Digimon. And even at right now where we're at with Digimon is it's time to phase people out. I can tell you my LGS gets a couple of cases. They're all pre-ordered by the time they come out. Drop day, everyone gets them. The shop owner keeps enough for the pre-release, so people did some cards. They decide to sign up. Bada bing, bada boom, and then everyone's buying singles and trading with each other to build the decks they want to build.
You got to have everybody play their part, okay? You got to have Lorcana and Ravensburger doing their part and giving out what you just said, everything ready to roll for their LGSs, and then again for big box. And then you need to make sure that it's given enough product for everyone. But then the LGS owners have to do their part and not scavenging things for themselves or holding things and hoarding things for themselves or getting dibs
Well,
for
well,
other
you got to
people
keep
and
in
first
mind,
offs.
yeah, you got to keep in mind, and I hate to cut into it, but like the fact of the matter is, a lot of these card games just simply aren't producing enough. For example, everyone and their mother is bashing Wizards of the Coast. They're not treating LGSs right, yada yada. End of the story. Like they're just not doing it right. They're not treating their customers right. Anything with the products they're putting out, people are still buying. Do you know what the difference is between Magic and every other card game? To include Pokemon. I'm being honest. To include Pokemon from an LGS perspective, the fact that Wizards prints too much product, which is fine, and people still buy it. But guess what? There's enough for everyone to do it. You know what I mean? Like my LGS, they may take in enough pre-orders of Magic to make every of their customers happy. But guess what? The same week after, they can turn around and order more product. There's very seldom products that they can't. One being like obviously in the near future, the Lord of the Rings set. They can order just about as much as they want, but since such an expensive product and so niche, they're only ordering whatever anyone in shop pre-orders, and I don't blame them. Just the
Correct. I
product
don't
is so
blame. Well,
expensive
no,
even for
but
them.
that's a specialty set. You know what I mean? This
No,
is Lorcana. This is base set,
but I'm
dude.
saying even base sets, like you know, in Magic's obviously more established. This isn't
And One
alpha,
Piece. You were talking about One Piece's
but
base set and stuff like that.
One Piece and Digimon are the same way, dude. Like they're getting just whatever they can
I
get.
don't think Ravensburger is going to be like Bandai. I do think they are going to withhold, not withhold. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong word. I do think they are going to short run LGSs. They're not going to allow them to get a ton of product. It's just my theory. I do not know if it's going to come true, so don't come knocking on my door, getting mad at me for saying this. But I think LGS stores are going to get the short end of the stick like every single time. They'll get good product, I'm hoping, but they're not going to get what they desire. No LGS store for trading card games never gets exactly what they want except for Magic, like you just said. That's the only product they'll get. That if they
And
want
even
100
then, it depends
boxes,
on
they'll get
allocation, what every
100
shop does.
boxes.
Yeah,
It is an allocation for everything they get, which you know what? That's the world we live in. Allocations, whatever. But if Lorcana does it right, the stores that get the product help and do it right, and then the big box stores keep up what they were doing with Pokemon, but drop it for Lorcana and just do it for any TCG, man. Just limit it to two or three people, two or three items per person in big box. Like
right,
big box is a extra. It's you're going to the store for pants, for groceries, for medical stuff, for whatever, man. You're not going there just for trading cards. So make
right.
that an extra. Make it a hey, if you want this, yeah, it's two, three items per person. That's three ETBs, or in this case, three gift sets from Lorcana you can get. That is enough to do whenever you're going grocery shopping, and then you can visit your LGS and buy more or whatever. But my whole thing with this is if everybody plays their part, I think Lorcana can come out with organized play and it'll be a banger.
I agree. I'm gonna transition just so we can cover other couple of topics if you're alright with that, brother. But I am gonna cover this
Absolutely.
about Disney, and I'm sure you'll be able to back me up on this with Lorcana. I just want you to look at this, and eBay will reflect similar things, right? Lorcana, they do 23 promos. For anyone out there, this is my completely honest and humble opinion. You can tell me I'm an idiot, whatever. I don't care. Right? There's one D23 promo set listing at 15K. Please, for the love of
Get
God,
out of here.
don't
Get
buy
out of
this.
here, bro.
Don't
Get
buy
out
any
of
of these
here.
singles.
Oh my
This I'm gonna
goodness.
tell you guys. I remember when D23 went to Lorcana. This Mickey Mouse promo. was selling for $200, and I could have bought this whole set for 2 grand, and I had the money, and I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? No. And it's part, if I'm being honest, hey, I don't know if this is gonna be a success. Even if it is a success, you have to look at these prices. These are whale prices. These are not, hey, you can make money off these in the future. These are already top dollar, and this is absolutely absurd, and it's a disgrace to Ravensburger, Lorcana. Disney's already money hungry, so I won't even say a disgrace to Disney.
Oh, they're
They'll
probably
probably
like in the background, just like.
exactly. So what I will say
But
to the real people out there that actually want to play the game, that actually care about it, or even if you're looking for resale and just want to keep something sealed in the collection, sure, I respect you too. I get it, dude. If that's what you choose to
hmm
invest in, vice like gold or something
I mean,
that's
you must need it
tangible.
that bad. It's not even base set. You want the B4 base set, which that's what everybody wants in these new TCGs
But
now. They
it's,
want pre-production and
dude,
everything else
dude,
and
I
all of
look at it
that.
as the same thing as a Kickstarter game. Like I'm just being honest. They still have
I
to.
am looking at it similar to that, even though I know it is Disney. What I'm telling
It's still
everybody is
more
yes,
legit than a Kickstarter. But what I'm
but
saying
I
is
know what you mean. No, I know what
for
you mean.
people
100%. I agree.
for people to invest in it, they need to like
Yes, yes.
realize like you know what I mean, like
Things are still going to
stuff.
simmer down. Okay,
It can
like
fail if there's not enough product
it can
and
definitely
people get
fail,
butthurt
man.
about that. It can fail. The community no tots it on it. I'm not saying I want to see that happen. I want to see it succeed. It looks fun. I'm excited to play. But let's just into products you should be on the watch out for.
Oh
To no
yes.
surprise, looked at the 3 starter decks, $40 a piece. Why? Because it's already assembled. You don't have to worry about buying a bots or any of the product. That's why I predict these are up. Don't pay into those prices. Just wait. Hear me out. Bots,
$40 a piece for those, man? Give
I
me a
already told you that
break, dude.
weeks ago. But look, the booster bots do think it's worth it. If you can only get your hand on one, my best advice is you level. Do I care about seeing what I can pull, even if there's not a chase? Like, let's just talk about it from right now. There's no chase. Is it worth it to pull it? If you
No,
want to play,
no.
yes.
Yes.
If not, no. Keep it sealed. Forget about it. Just wait. Trust me. It's Disney.
And we don't
Um,
even know what the hit rates are. We don't know what cards are going to come in the most common. Like, what if this Corolla
correct.
card's awesome, but you have 50 of them?
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's
The
not like we
prices,
don't know these things.
right. So the first chapter div set, ridiculous. There's 4 packs in there and a promo of each. There's no reason this should be 106 unless there's already insider info and people are thinking, hey, you need these promos to have a successful Amber or Ruby deck. Uh,
And if
uh,
they're doing that, what they're doing is breaking it down and literally dissecting everything: the coin, the card, the jumbo card, the 2 packs. Like they're doing
yeah,
it and dissecting every or 4 packs. They're doing it.
right.
That is so, dude. Come
Because
on,
you gotta think
guys,
about it.
don't
Aside
do
from the
it.
promos, like each patch, $25. A Lumineer's Trove, I believe, is
Yeah.
8 packs. A little more reasonable is if you looked at it. Hey, if a booster pack is $20 or $11 right here, because there's a sleeved booster or just a pack, like assuming it's from booster bots. The Illuminator's Trove is worth it, but try and get it as close to MSRP. The only reason why I say Illuminator's Troves are worth it is Pokemon. Look at the ETBs. Like something I learned about Pokemon and sealed collecting. You don't always have to be upset about opening up a booster bots as long as you have ETBs because the ETBs just are ruling king, right? They're easier to store. You don't have to worry about a hard case because they're already rather protected. Just don't rip
They're
the
fantastic
cellophane.
to display.
Right. So Illuminator's Trove I think is definitely going to be a goaded product in my opinion. But keep in mind there's play methods that come out. My best advice is talk to your LGSs, show interest early, and be willing to put down money and pre-order. And how can they say no to that? If it goes up and they get rid of your pre-order, then they're just greasy and you don't have to do business with them anymore. But
Yeah, it was a blessing that you didn't do business with them then. So.
exactly, exactly.
So if you had to pick then one product, Matt, what would it be right now? If you could just only have one product, you can do booster box, you can do Luminous Trove gift set, what starter deck, what
That's
what
hard.
would you
It's based
want,
on
dude?
multiple factors. If budget's not a factor, a booster bots. If it is, a limiter's trove. I'm telling you, the gift set is only going to be relevant throughout the first set. And I say that because those cards are in it classed out. If those cards are that good to drive that price up to 107 for the
So
lowest
what if
list,
they're not offered in the booster box? What if you can only get them as the promo
you
in the gift
you
set?
probably can, which is why I think that is the case. But like I said, it depends on what the rest of the set is to see how good those cards truly are. If they are mated or braided for those colors, then I blame Ravensburger for making it that way. But I don't believe that they're dumb enough
I
with
don't,
how much
and I
they
don't think these are exclusive in here,
correct.
man. I'm looking at the packaging and it just says 2 playable foil, and so like that just means they're playable cards. Doesn't mean they're exclusive promo foils.
I think they are going to be, but we'll wait and figure it out. I think they are going to be, just because.
Well,
But
they better freaking list that on the back of the box then, because I haven't seen the back of the box. But
and once again,
they,
it depends on how good the cards actually are.
mm,
You know what I mean? But we
come on,
can't
it's
say.
Mulan, man. It better be badass. It's
Well, the
one of my favorite
Mulan and the
movies.
Hades look like bid swinging cards,
Yeah,
but
they do, man.
it just depends, right? If people already have insider info and they're like, "Hey, Amber and Amethyst need a playset of these to function right," then of course it's gonna be that expensive. But then you're talking about $400 just for one playset. That's ridiculous.
That's
Let's
what
move on.
yeah,
Let's move
yeah,
on though. I think we covered Lorcana really good, and obviously you all know Cardcast community. We're gonna come back to this. Just please don't spend your money on these
absolutely.
D23 cards. Please don't. Like the
Don't do
only
it.
the only card I regret buying, in my honest opinion, is this Mickey Mouse. And this price isn't even realistic. The fact that someone's paying $1,000 for this is disgusting. Because 6 months ago a slab one was selling for $200. Just don't do it. Where
Don't do
the dollar's not worth what it used to be.
it.
Recession's coming, not just for America, but for the whole world. These cards are not going to be worth as much as you think. Please don't do it, and please don't put yourself in a bad financial binding because you think that you hit the jackpot by buying some D23 cards. It's not going to surface well for you. Moving on.
Well, speaking of Disney, but not Lorcana, did you see
Yeah,
Pompey with his Mickey Mouse card, dude?
I did. Congrats, brother.
Dude,
Congrats. I told you congrats.
congrats,
That
Pompey,
See, that's a
dude. Good
difference.
stuff, man.
And my best advice for Pompey, I was talking to him. I'll keep my reservations between me and him, but I gave him some advice, and I think he knows what the right thing to do is. So,
Well,
congratulations on nonetheless.
that card is awesome. I'm glad you have it in your possession at the moment. That's so cool,
Yeah,
dude.
Pompey actually got the original rare Steamboat Willie from the Disney set, which is beautiful.
Just so cool,
Congratulations,
man.
man. And you deserve it.
Congrats,
You're a
dude.
great person, so I'm glad you got that, man. Um,
That out of the way. Let's talk some Pokemon, dude.
right, Scarlet and Violet. So we've seen a lot of wow, wasn't supposed to do that. We've seen a lot of interesting stuff. A lot of people complaining. Hey, bots aren't worth what they should be. Yada yada. Cards aren't worth what they should be. My opinion, I love it. And let me tell you why you should love it. Right? It's like my LGS owner said when this came out. Would you rather have one $500 card or five $100 cards? And
Mm-hmm.
real collectors and people that care would say five $100 cards versus one $500 card. Scalpers would want that, so it drives the product price of sealed product up, i.e., Evo Skies, etc. Lost Origin with the Tina V Altart. Let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. A bots is 115. No hit is more than a bots. You can't make your money back on bots, so if you're ripping bots, you're having fun. And you know what? That's awesome. I love this.
Dude, a card should, and I know collectors are about to rip my face off for this. A card in Pokemon, not sports cards, a Pokemon card should never be worth more than an entire booster box sealed.
Right, and
Okay?
it used to, but you know what I'm gonna say is, dude,
Not anymore, man. Not
I know,
anymore.
and
It's
I love that.
modern. It
I
is
love that.
modern.
And let me tell you why this is great, dude. You ready for this? I'm going to tell you why this is great, dude.
Hit me with it, dude. I want to know.
Because we finally collect cards and be happy. Like, look, the hype is on the Japanese market. Let them have at it. People enjoy this. If you want to create, master sets, go for it. Like, this is the
Dude, I'm
block.
on it now,
We,
bro. I'm
I'm be,
81% now. I can finally do it with these
I'm
prices. I can finally have a master set,
I'm being
bro.
honest, we got screwed over on Sword and Shield because so many people hopped
Hard.
in and we were just
Yep.
everything's inflated, and that's why
Hmm.
I'll say be wary of investing in modern Pokemon because there's nothing that says that Sword and Shield block can't turn into Scarlet and Violet real quick. So those people looking to buy $500 Moonbreons, you can get screwed over very quick.
Dude, I'm so glad I didn't buy a booster. My LGS out of the gate for Scarlet and Violet was selling a booster box for I think like close to 150. Okay, it was like
Douchebags.
140. It was like 144, right? It was like 144. I was like, damn, dude. But look at it now, 115.
Yep.
I'm so glad I'm now good. I will now go back into a different LGS to buy booster box. I buy singles there mainly, so it didn't really phase me. But I just was so shocked at the price. But there's another LGS that I will go in there for sealed product or for like booster boxes. And man, they go by TCG prices every single time. That's what they base their whole entire LGS off of for Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering. Is they look on TCG Player. They
Yeah.
look on TCG Player and they match the price on TCG Player, which I think is awesome. So I know I can go in there now and I can get a booster box of Scarlet Violet for 115. And not only that, you can ask Matt. The hits you get out of a booster box are awesome.
They are. They're very good. I've opened 4 boxes. Only one was bad. Um, the other 3 were awesome, dude. And it's like for like what joy do you want? Like I opened them. And when I say do it, I mean I opened them and there was cool hits that were like awesome. Did I make money at the time? Yes. Now, no. But I'm okay with that. Like
Dude,
you need to be okay with having fun with it.
you need to have fun with it, like you just said, and you need to pick the right products, right? ETBs for me, once you've opened one or two of each color ETB, right, you should be done with buying ETBs. If you can find the booster bundles that are not the $20 one, it's the $23. Yeah, I guess they're 20 or 23, either one. They're about $25, okay, is what they are at most of GameStops, Barnes and Nobles, whatever. They come with 6 booster packs, guys. ETBs come with 9. That is 3 more, and you're paying like 20, $30 more for the ETB, plus all the other crap that comes in it that you already have. So I'm telling you this right now. I opened, I think, 3 or 4 of these booster bundles, and my hits were off the charts. I at least got 5, maybe 6 hits. I think there was one ETB that I got 1 EX out of the whole ETB. These booster bundles, I'm at least guaranteeing myself at least 3 hits in my mind. But I've been getting 5 to 6 hits. That's at least 1 hit per pack. That's insane for a product that's like $25, man. And so I'm having a blast, like you said, having a blast. Pulled the regular ultra rare Miriam card. Love it. I want to get the Gardevoir and I want to get the Myriadon EX. I got the Coriodon EX. This has been a blast, man. And I'm happy that I can pay $44 for this single for the Myriadon EX if I want to, or $40 for this Gardevoir. Like, that is such an incredible card because it goes and fits with the other 2 evolutions, and it tells a story, and it is not $115 to $200.
Right. That's how I feel completely about the Ralts and
Yes.
the Gardevoir,
Yep.
that whole,
Yep.
timeline. Like, I'm really excited to do those cards. I was actually looking at those. I'm like, I should really order these because they're just sick. Like, and it's cool that, like, you see value maintained in this set based on the merit of the card. Like, sure, the most expensive
Exactly.
card is the Miriam 74. You figured it would reflect, like, what people are getting elsewhere. But, like,
I
you
mean,
have the
come on,
Myriadon.
a fully gold hyper rare EX Myriadon for 1787, bro. Give me a break. Like that is to me. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm not pissed off about that, man. I like when cards. Hey, I just pulled a $30 card. I just pulled a $40 card. That to me is awesome. That is just like gold to me. I pulled the Japanese shiny Charizard from Shiny V's or whatever, and yeah, that was next level because I knew that card was. I almost didn't want to touch it. Which yeah, that is super cool too, awesome, blah blah blah. But the fact that I know I still get a decent quality, a great value card, and it's beautiful. It's not just a like that Gardevoir, man. I swear that is one of the sickest artworks for a Pokemon card I have seen in a while. And everybody's
It's
all on this
great.
Miriam card. They love this Miriam card, blah, blah, blah. Dude, this Gardevoir card is freaking phenomenal.
It is. Absolutely. I couldn't
So
agree
we're
more.
loving it, guys. We're loving Scarlet and Violet. I think it's something to love. Please, collectors. Hopefully, you guys will be happy here in the future. You'll see prices go up on this as Scarlet and Violet sets go out and
I
stuff like
do.
that. You'll see
I
base
agree with
set go
that.
up.
And if not, I mark my words, 2 years from now, these charges will be money. So you
Dude,
can take that warning.
100%. Yep.
Let's move on to our
Yep.
last topic of the night.
Ooh, this is a juicy
Fusion
one.
Strike. I know you've seen, if you're on
Yes.
Instagram and stuff, you've seen a lot of people talk about it. Hey, Fusion Strike this, Fusion Strike that. Um,
My least favorite set, other than I don't know.
okay,
There's one other.
okay.
I
You're
sorry, dude.
you're hot.
Sorry, man.
Really? You like
No,
that?
no, no, dude.
You
Bro,
like
this is a
Rebel
good.
Clash
This
more
is
than this. You
no.
like
I do
base set
not
Sword and
like. No,
Shield
no,
more
no.
than this.
Rebel Clash is worse than this. I like base set almost as much as this set. That is how bad this set is to me.
Well, aside from Brandon, the drug test, we're moving on. Let's move these photos. So I'm sure you've all heard about this debacle. Um, I know this is a very bad picture, but I tried to, save it and put it on here. If you look at this, it's all the biggest hits from Fusion Strike, to include the hyper rares and someone that turned them in, right? And then this is a post I saw online. This was on Pokemon World and TCW, which is Trading Card World. Um, actually turned in these cards, so hey, hats off to them. Awesome people. Because a lot of people were worried is, hey, if all those cards are out there in singles, is it going to drive up the price? No, because guess what? If anything, I'd argue Now is the time to buy Fusion Strike Signals, which I'm about to do literally probably after this video, is buy the last Fusion Strike Signals I need of the big hitters. Why? Because all those cards got turned in. So let's go back to that picture. Yes, all of those. So imagine the hit rates you need to hit those. Each strike is the respective card. All three of these in the bottom, and telling on VMAX. These two stats, all Mew VMAXs. These three over here, Gendar VMAXs. These three stats right here, Espeon
Jesus.
VMAXs, all the other stuff. Imagine, all that's out of the market now. It is not going back into circulation. Like if I'm
Mm.
Pokemon, I'm just burning them
I'm
and writing as a
yeah.
tats right off. Like,
Yep.
because you can't
Yep.
just reintroduce that. What are you gonna do? Put it in a
No,
they're
dude.
not going to devalue their sets and be like, hey, look at this pin collection where you do either Dendar VMAX, Espeon VMAX, or Mew VMAX. They're not going to do that. That's a waste of man hours. Those cards are either going home with employees, which would be greasy if they did that. I don't see them doing that. They're probably being burnt or sent
They're
somewhere
getting
else.
burnt. They're getting shredded. They're not going to be in the pop anymore, and that's the thing. You thought all of these were circulating throughout the world or throughout the United States or whatever, and
Right.
no, they're not. They're all in one pile right there. And yes, as much as I do not like Fusion Strike, there are two cards that are good. The Mew VMAX, whatever. Actually, there are three cards. It is
Mm.
the Mew V. I love the Mew V. The Espeon VMAX and
And
the
the
Gengar
Dendar
VMAX.
VMAX. Sorry,
But
I had to make
those
fun of you.
three
No, they
do
are.
not.
No, hold
But
on.
those
No, the
they're great.
Celebi V art's phenomenal. I don't care what you say.
Okay, yeah, I guess that is, and I own the
What do
Genesect
you
card
mean, dude? And the
because
Inteleon is
no,
fire. This set was awesome. The Mew VMAX secret
this set
is
was
goaded.
okay, and to me, it has three hits in the whole
Okay.
entire set. Man, that's it.
Okay. Okay. Whatever,
But for
dude.
those of you who do love Fusion Strike, I'm not knocking you at all, especially Matt. Not knocking you.
I
This
like
is
Fusion
upsetting
Strike.
for you guys. This is upsetting for you guys, and especially Espeon lovers, man. What if you're an Espeon lover and this is your last card you needed, hugging on the top of the house, so cute, so badass, so big, and you can't find it. You pulled pack after pack after pack, but can't find it. You try to look online, it's super expensive. It's over $100 still. Oh my god, dude, what's going on? Buy it now, because if you do not buy it now, take Matt's word. It's going to go up in price because now we know that the pop is going to be so much lower.
I'm gonna be honest. Here's my whole prediction for modern Pokemon. You're gonna see a dip in months coming. I feel like right now we're kind of scraping the pot. People haven't realized how bad the dollar is right now, and how much cards are going to be dumping. So I'm very selective about what I'm buying right now. Believe it or not, I'm not going to speak to it much out of anonymity for the person that bought the card. I honestly just sold one of my Grail cards. Anyone who follows my Instagram, I just sold my Black Label SP Albedo from the Overlord reprint. One of one,
Wow,
it's the
dude.
only Pop 1 Black Label.
Pop
I'm not
one.
gonna, don't message me about how much I sold it for. Don't ask me who I sold it to. It's for no one's business except the person that bought it, and I appreciate you. The person's probably not watching this video, but if they do, I'll try and get them to watch it. We'll see what happens. But hey, you know, I'm glad he did it. He's an awesome guy. I was very selective about it, and I was very on the fence about even selling it. Brandon trying to convince me, hey man, you should do it. I appreciate him for being a good brother to me and always being a
Yeah,
great
dude.
friend. And I'm glad it went to a good collector, right? So just keep in mind what I'm saying, right? Even me, I'm having a hard time right now of like, what do I invest in? You know, I was talking to Brandon about Lorcana, and he kind of helps keep me level-headed, and he's like, well, it's gonna be hard and allocated. You know, you have a person who can hook you up with it, go for it. I encourage you guys to look out and try and keep yourself grounded in this time of economic uncertainty of what you want to invest in, and don't be all in on just one thing. Diversify, right? I'm not I'm not talking about just cards, I'm talking about in general. Like don't blow all your money on trading cards. But you know, now's a good time for us to look back to like before Sword and Shield and COVID debacle, you know, keep yourself grounded. Get the stuff you like. It's not about having master sets of everything. In fact, I wouldn't be chasing these last VMAX alt arts if I didn't have about 90% of them from the Sword and Shield block. I just
Don't
needed
listen to him. Go for
a
the
handful
master
of.
set. Go for the master set.
Oh god.
No, no, I'm just kidding. No, look, I'm only going for the master set for Scarlet and Violet because one, it's
That's
been
fine. It's
relatively
cheap. It's cheap right
cheaper.
now. That's good.
Like that
That's
is
good.
why, and if I'm ever gonna have a master set, why not do it with whenever they've changed the borders and they've started a new arc and all this? Like, dude, it's the perfect time if you're
Yeah.
getting into collecting Pokemon again, or if you're trying to just start your first master set. But coming back into Sword and Shield, man, Matt's right. It's going to be even more difficult. Okay, I don't think Sword and Shield is going to get cheaper. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, my mind's blown. Just someone's an idiot. They listed a Fusion Strike Premium Checked Lane
Oh
Blister
God,
Cinderace for $40. Whoever buys that,
golly!
may God have mercy on your soul
Please
if you
don't
want
do
to
it.
use
Please
Brand.
don't. Oh man. Well.
That Raikou coin though. But anyways, this has been awesome coming back to the Cardcast. I know it's been a couple of weeks, but hey, life happens. Um, I've had a wonderful time, Brandon. I always appreciate your time, my brother. And I really enjoyed our time talking about Lorcana. I look forward to exploring that more, and even more so once we kind of figure out what store's numbers are like. I mean, no one knows yet. It's very interesting to think about.
Very ominous because it's so close for drop time, dude.
For August, yeah, it's in
Dude, it's
August.
right around the corner, man.
August time is literally when LGS is supposed to do it, and then September for bid retailers,
And
and
and, and that's
we still don't even know what that means, you know?
and we
So
don't know if there is going to be a chase card or anything. You think at least a month and or sorry, 2-3 months out, we'd know if
we
there's a
haven't
chase
seen
card
a
or
set
not.
list. We haven't seen close to a set list. We've seen
Man,
maybe
this is
20 cards. Think
crazy.
about it. Think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, you're
So in
right,
the next couple of
100%.
months, I can't wait to see. I guarantee there's gonna be a chase card. There's no way that there's not a handful of chase cards from this set. That's if you heard that
Ravensburger
from me, knock it
is
on wood.
knows better. They know better than that, dude.
Yep. But until next time, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're gonna get more studying back on a week by week basis. Brandon, I love you, bro. I'm glad we could do this cardcast once again, my friend, and I can't wait for the next episode.